Most trips to Cuenca begin with a visit to the Quito International Airport. This airport was inaugurated in 2013 after being moved from the center of Quito. It's about a 45-minute drive to the heart of Quito now.
I have a chocolate emergency. I forgot to pack chocolate.
This is a modern airport just like any airport in the U.S. It has a food court across from the main terminal with lots of different restaurants. Once you go through the typical security check, you'll find some shops and a couple more restaurants and snack bars. Do you need a souvenir?
They're gifts.
The flight to Cuenca only takes about 45 minutes. By the time they finish serving water, the plane is already starting its descent. The Cuenca airport doesn't have gangways, so you'll need to walk downstairs to exit the plane. And the baggage claim is right inside the terminal door. We've had friends walk right past it without collecting their bags. Don't do that because you may have to go back through security to get them. We had some very special friends waiting for us when we arrived.
Oh wow, we got flowers. Oh.
Many of you will recognize Chinu and Abin from our past videos, but this is the first time we met Ekta.
She's old.
Welcome back again.
Thank you. We're so excited to be back.
Since we are Indian food junkies, Chinu prepared several off-menu dishes to celebrate our long overdue return to Cuenca. After a good night's sleep at our Airbnb, it was time to start our first day in Cuenca. We walked along the rivers almost every day when we lived here, and that's something we really miss about Cuenca.
JP, it's Puma Pungo, my favorite park. I feel like we're back home, but that we're tourists again. I can't wait to go in and visit.
One of the best ways to start your first day in Cuenca is with a nice walk along one of the linear parks. There's a bunch of rivers and a bunch of long trails, and right now there's a lot of people out here and enjoying this beautiful morning.
This is the Tomebamba River that runs through the center of Cuenca. It's the most popular trail, but there are also trails along the Yanuncay and Tarqui rivers.
Amelia, the broken bridge is still broken.
Very funny, JP.
They haven't fixed it.
El Puente Roto, or the Broken Bridge, was built between 1840 and 1850. In 1950, heavy rain in El Cajas caused a flood in Cuenca and the water carried away half the bridge. Now it's a tourist attraction and a popular location for public gatherings.
We went back to our Airbnb after our morning walk and had breakfast and got changed, and now we are heading out to do what a lot of people enjoy doing on their first day in Cuenca, including us. It's going to be kind of a revisit from what we did years ago when we first got here.
We are very excited to meet a special friend of ours. She's visiting from New York. This is her first time in Ecuador, and we are so excited to get to spend the day with her here in Cuenca.
Cuenca is a very photogenic city, so be sure to take your camera. You'll be snapping photos and videos of everything on your first day in Cuenca.
While we're waiting for our friend, if you're thinking of moving to another country, a great idea is to learn the language, and one of our favorite ways is with LingoPie, today's sponsor.
LingoPie is a great way to learn a foreign language like Spanish. They use popular TV shows, YouTube videos, and even yoga classes to teach you conversational Spanish. One of our favorite shows is Cindy and Maité. It's a funny TV show from Mexico that reminds us of The Odd Couple. They're two aspiring actresses who get themselves into all sorts of crazy situations. And thanks to LingoPie, you'll learn conversational Spanish while you're being entertained. There are a lot of learning tools built into the LingoPie interface. You can toggle the English and Spanish captions on or off, play a sentence again to make sure you heard it correctly, practice saying it yourself, loop a sentence to help with comprehension, and adjust the speed to go at your own pace. The flashcards will also help you review and practice words and phrases. LingoPie is always adding new features and shows to help you learn faster and stay motivated. That's why it's one of our favorite ways to learn and practice Spanish.
We have learned so much with LingoPie. If you click the link below, you'll get 65% off your annual plan.
Our friend got lost trying to find us, so we headed up the stairs into El Centro to search for her.
We're having a bit of difficulty locating our friend. I sent her a map marker, but as things in Ecuador are not exactly where they pretend to be.
Yeah, the maps are not always very accurate.
No, so we're walking. I think we're going to meet her at a different spot.
We will definitely find her.
Hopefully.
Calle Larga, or Long Street, was one of the first streets in Cuenca. If this were Manta, it would be called Restaurant Row because there are so many restaurants, including Goza, which is like the Ecuadorian version of Starbucks. We hung out a lot here when we lived in Cuenca. Now let's meet our friend just past the disappearing sidewalk.
All right, are you ready to get our day started?
Yes, I'm very excited. Yes.
Gail was visiting from New York City and laying the groundwork for her move to Cuenca. Our videos inspired her to retire early and live a more unconventional life in Ecuador. We were so excited to show Gail around our old stomping grounds and relive our first days in Ecuador through her eyes. One of the first places new arrivals in Cuenca love to visit is San Francisco Plaza. You can't visit Cuenca without getting your picture taken in front of the Cuenca sign. There are also lots of shops and vendors in the plaza, and that's also where we usually find someone selling maté de coca tea, which helps with altitude sickness. The world-famous Cuenca Flower Market is just around the corner from San Francisco Plaza.
This is my favorite, JP, the lilies.
It was named one of the top 10 most beautiful flower markets in the world by National Geographic magazine. We used to buy flowers here a lot when we lived in Cuenca. A dozen roses will run you about $5, and arrangements with a variety of flowers start around $5 to $8. The new cathedral with its iconic blue domes is located just across the street from the flower market. But before we went there, we needed to make arrangements for an activity that's perfect for your first day in Cuenca.
We are back in Parque Calderon. It has been over 2 years and I'm so excited. We have such a beautiful day. We are looking to find the ticket person because we want to go and do one of our favorite activities. So we need those tickets.
Parque Calderon is a beautiful park located in the center of Cuenca. It's also where you buy tickets for the city bus tour, which is a great way to learn a little about Cuenca's history while getting a tour of the city. Plus, it will help you get your bearings because it's easy to get lost, as Gail reminded us. The tour was $8 when we lived in Cuenca, but they lowered the cost for good reason, which we'll share in a bit. Since we had some extra time, we were excited to show Gail one of Cuenca's best places to take pictures.
We got our tickets for the city bus tour. They're only $5 now. The price has gone down. They run about every 30 minutes, and we have about 30 minutes to kill, so I want to get some new pictures of the new cathedral.
While Gail and I were snapping pictures of the blue domes and colorful flowers, these two Ecuadorian ladies asked me to take some pictures. For some reason, Ecuadorians often ask me to take pictures of them and sometimes with them. I guess I look trustworthy, or at least unlikely to run away with their phones.
All right, we don't have time to take any more photos. We need to get going so we don't miss our bus.
The photo shoot took a little longer than expected, so we needed to hurry back to the bus before it left without us.
Where are you gonna sit?
We're gonna choose yours first. Yeah, you're the main photographer or videographer.
We opted for the bilingual tour that left at 11 a.m., and despite being exactly on time, we were still the first people to arrive. You'll find that time is a lot more flexible in Ecuador, and being on time is often way early. The tour begins and ends at Parque Calderon. It takes about 90 minutes as it zigzags south to Turi, where you get amazing views of the city. You'll have about 30 minutes to spend at Turi, which is great for photos, but it's currently a construction zone. It'll be really nice once the renovation is complete, but it's a bit underwhelming right now.
Amelia told me I have to do the stairs while we're here in Cuenca, but I'm off the hook because there are no stairs anymore. You can't make me, Amelia.
No, I think everybody's coming up from the road, JP, so there may still be a way.
No way.
However, you can still get your free shot of warm canilazo at one of the tiendas near the overlook. Canilazo is a traditional Ecuadorian drink made from cane sugar alcohol.
We're up in Turi, and I knew that they had done some remodeling up here, but I had no idea there was so much construction going on. And I have to be honest, I'm a little disappointed because the views are not as easily accessible as they used to be. And sorry JP, but I am disappointed that we cannot take those stairs. A lot of the things are closed or blocked off right now, so you cannot explore as much as you used to.
Guys, it's raining.
I know, I think we better get going.
And in typical Ecuadorian fashion, you do need to watch where you're walking because there are open pits and holes all over the place and things to trip over.
It rains most afternoons this time of the year, and our first day in Cuenca was no exception.
Those are some really big raindrops.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be sitting on top on the way back.
No, at least not at first.
The volume of rain was shocking in such a short time frame, and the raindrops were huge.
I cannot believe how hard it's raining, and it just came out of nowhere. Hopefully this will be passing us over very quickly, and we can move back to the top to finish our tour.
It's Cuenca.
Yes.
The rain never stopped, so we finished the tour on the lower deck.
We're trying to find a place for lunch, and unfortunately, two of our favorite places are now no longer in business, I assume due to the pandemic.
We were told about a popular new rooftop restaurant by Parque Calderon, but we had a little trouble finding it.
Oh yeah, macaroni. Okay. Piso cinco. Otherwise known as tea.
Te for cinco.
Yes.
In retrospect, T probably stands for terraza or terrace, which is where Negroni is located. It has amazing views of the new cathedral, but it was still raining, so we had to sit inside. And yes, you have to crawl through a window to get there. It felt a little like stepping through the looking glass into a different reality. You'll find the accessibility codes a bit lacking in the older parts of Ecuador. We had a delicious and relaxing lunch surrounded by Spanish speakers. The service was great and several of the staff spoke English. They even had a few different options for us plant eaters. It's a bit expensive though. We spent about $10 per person for lunch and lemonades.
We have to go out the window. Yep. Oh, it is still raining. Oh no! Wow, look at these clouds. Ugh.
We were hoping the rain would stop so we could enjoy the views, but no such luck.
It's very important to remember when visiting Cuenca and other parts of Ecuador is that you need to be flexible. The weather, as you can see, is not really cooperating with us today. We have several other things on our list. However, it's been raining on and off a lot and at times quite strongly. So we are going to try to walk over to the Mercado without getting soaked. We'll see how that goes.
Despite the rain, we wanted to show Gail a traditional Ecuadorian mercado.
It stopped raining. This was meant to be.
Thankfully, it stopped raining, so we weren't soaked by the time we walked the 4 blocks from Parque Calderon to Mercado 9 de Octubre. Many of the streets and mercados in Cuenca are named after important dates in Ecuador's history. This mercado was named after the date Guayaquil declared independence from Spanish rule back in 1820. We love all the vibrant colors on display in the mercados. We bought some bananas, a papaya, and a pitahaya for $2.40. And before you correct my pronunciation in the comments, a pitahaya or dragon fruit is different than a pitaya, which is grown exclusively in Mexico and not available in Ecuador.
I like your videos though. I've been nervous. Because I just watched your whole video today.
We love meeting our fans. As the blue sky was making a reappearance, we decided to visit a popular outdoor market in the heart of Cuenca.
It's Sunday afternoon, so a lot of things are closed anyway, but with all this rain that just came through, a bunch of other things closed up, so there's not a lot to see today. I think my advice would be to not plan on arriving on a Sunday for your first day in Cuenca, unless you just want a day to rest, and then your first day of exploration is your second day in Cuenca, as long as it's not on a Sunday. They roll up the sidewalks here about 2 to 3 in the afternoon on Sunday. Most of the mercados close, most of the shops close, a lot of restaurants are even closed, so it's not the best day to come.
This market is called the Rotary, and the vendors here sell a variety of things. It's not all made in Ecuador, so ask if that's important to you. We're going to share prices for a bunch of things in another video, as well as our cost of living for a typical day in Cuenca, so hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It started raining again as we were leaving, so we decided to call it a day. So we'll see you all in our next video. Ciao.